class. In this we will be training some diabetes data model that we have available, and in the previous video you saw that we created the machine learning workspace that is needed for us. Now there are a lot of options once we enter into the studio, in the ML studio, that we will start accessing the now information. So to go to this, we basically just click here. You can just click on launch studio and the studio will launch for us. So this is what we did. So we will now be using the data model that I will be using diabetes data from somewhere. It's a free model that I'll be using it. So I'm going to go here on automated ML. I'm going to create a new job, and I'm going to give this job a new name. So you have to give any name. So I will just say train diabetes data. I'm going to create a new one. Experiment name I can still name as train-diabetes-data, and description whatever, diabetes data, and I'm going to click on next, and I'm going to create a new asset name which will be diabetes today's date 09/2025. So you can train on various models, and it is going to be of type tabular, and I'm going to collect this data from internet. So if you have Azure storage, you can pick it up from there. If you have in a local file, you can pick it up from there. If you're picking up from any database, you can call it from there, or any Azure open datasets. So I'm just going to pick it from the web file. I'll click next, and I'm going to type the path for that data, so which is where the CSV file is. Please click on skip data validation as of now to start with. Click on next, and this is your format. So you'll select delimited of type. So if it comes as plain text or other option, just select delimited because it's a CSV file. Just select comma. Coding type is UTF. Only first file has headers. That is what it is. Just click on skip rows. Do not worry about it. Click on next, and your data is created. So when you are going here in review, you can also set up more settings over here. So there is a lot of data that you can preview. It's going to show you few columns over here, and you're going to click on next. Now here you can decide which columns you want to include, which columns you don't want to include. So we will be basically testing it on BMI. That is what our objective is, to work on this data. And I'm going to click on next, and here we will now see some settings over here. So this is about type of data, the source it is coming from, and the schema that is here that we have picked up from. So usually it's numeric data in which we are running the integration on, and I'm going to click create, and the database will be created. Once created, I'll click on this, and we'll have this data open over here. You can preview it. You can also have a look at the profile of some of the data that is being generated instantly for us from the data that has been given to us. Now we need to click on this, and we need to go, and the data type is again a regression. That is what we are doing, and we are going to click on next, and the target column. The target column is BMI. That is what we will be working on. Validation type, you can use any of them. You can use automatic, user validation, train validation, Monte Carlo cross validation, or K-fold. So I'll just use default to automatic. And the data that you want to test on, you want to train on test and split data or user data. So I'm going to use train test split data. I will say keep 20% as test data, and remaining 80% you can have more data over here, and then you can have more information on this. Maximum number of trials that you want to run, so we can say 3. Maximum number of concurrent trials, we can say 3. Whatever number you want to give, you can give, but make sure you follow or read. If you don't understand anything, then just click for info. It is going to show you that you can run those many number of trials. So I'm just going to run 3 trials, not going to run more than that. So I'll set it up. Maximum nodes, I'll just keep it 2. Metric threshold, we'll just leave it to default. Experiment timeout, so if experiment does not run or has any problem, it should automatically time out in 15 minutes, and iteration timeout should also be in 15 minutes. We can also enable early termination if experiment is completed quickly. And it is going to run now. For compute, you can use serverless model, cluster, or instance. So we created a cluster of instances. We can click on this and we can click on next, and the model will start training itself now. So this process will take some time. It will take at least 15 minutes for this to process and give us the result. So it is not started yet. So I will now pause the video and wait for this to be completed. And I'll see you soon once it is done. So just to give you a glance, now you see that the model is running and it is going to run with the best available model. So we have set up the time, and I'll again pause the video now and we'll come back once it is. Hi, welcome back again. Now the train run has been completed. And if you see here, you see that the status is completed. It took 12 minutes and 41 seconds. So it closed even before 15 minutes. That was the time duration that we have given. And you can have a look at more information over here. So this is other information for insights, output, and the best model that it is suggested is because we chose the best model, whatever the model that it chose and gave us that the 2 models that it would like to work with is MaxApp, Scalar, and Light GBM. And you can view other information over here. And this is a lot of metadata that has come up with it, how much time, pipeline, and the model, whatever it is created. So you can check on this models. So these are the models that it has given, 3 models, and you can choose which of the one is the best. So this model took 30 seconds to predict, this one 42, and this one took 35 seconds. Output and logs are available over here if you want to view them. So there is output in the JSON file or definition or other Python script that was executing, and any child jobs that was completed with it. So coming on models plus child job, this is the best model that it has given. And if we click on it, we will see some more information over here. We can click on metrics. So some data has been generated out of this, and it has given the best predicted value, or the average predictor value is this. Graph is generated, residual histogram is generated. This is the mean absolute error, normalized for experienced value if you want to see a value error, normalized mean, normalized median, root median, and root mean square, and other data has been generated over here. And if you want to see, there can be more information that also you can preview from this data. In terms of this, there was the data transformation, or how the pipeline got generated. It is all demonstrating here. So this is how the source was picked up, how many columns were picked up, and from this pipeline 2 pipelines were generated, and from this more information was generated, and this is how the scaling executed. For your test results, if you want to preview, again it has just shown it to you, which we were just checking it. And then you have your logs, images if any, and child jobs, any code that you want to see. And it is keep on going to train the model for the user, so it will keep on running, and the code and monitoring that you want to view for the entire data in terms of metrics. So this is what is the outcome about. So we have used the diabetes model to train the data and to find the best outcome for us. So you can use on various parameters. We can use it on other information that you have, and ultimately in the end, if you like the model, you can just click on deploy. So this is the metrics that has come from the users over here on the data, and this is the predictive This is the average prediction value that is being showing here, and this is the ideal value that it is showing here from the count or information that is provided. So yeah, so this is what it is about, and if you want, you can have more look at it. So you can go back here, and if you want to have a look at other models also, like voting ensemble, you can also have a look at it. And if you want to view the metrics for this data as well, you can go and have a view, and you will see that there's a slight variation in data, and there's some slight variation in the values over here. So you can always go and preview, and whatever model you like in the end. So for example, if you like this model, you can simply go and deploy the model, and once deployed, you can deploy it for the web service endpoint or real-time endpoint, wherever you want to deploy, and this is how your test model will preview. So this is just an overview, and I hope this gives you an understanding of how to use the data, how to train the data in a regression model to give you numerical output. Thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, feel free to reach me.